Who may ascend the hill of the Lord? And who may stand in his holy place? He who has clean hands and a pure heart, who has not lifted up his soul to falsehood, and has not sworn deceitfully. He shall receive a blessing from the Lord, and righteousness from the God of his salvation. I have had the honor of becoming friends with Rabbi Yehuda Glick, who is a living testimony to the truth of the verses in Psalms 24. At my first meeting with him over breakfast, his hands testified to the passion of his heart.
When we go up the Temple Mount, the first thing we do is remove our shoes. Which is standing on when you stand on shoes, you stand and you're steady, you say, here I am, I'm the... When you go up the Temple Mount, you remove your shoes, you say, here I am in the hand of God. I'm here to do your mission. When we go up to the Temple Mount, there are many things that are disturbed, many disturbing things. The Arabs don't like the fact that we're there. The policemen say, go fast, go slow, go here, don't go there. We can spend an hour, I tell my students, just being aggravated. And then you wasted an hour on the Temple Mount. Here you are. In the only place in the world where God says, my presence is over here. You're in a local call with God. Forget everything. Develop a very thick skin. Ignore what's going on. Take advantage of talking to God. And when you do that, you'll understand. I use imagination. I said, listen, right over here stood the Levites. They were playing the music. And today they would read Psalm 25. So let's think of it together. How they're standing with the trumpets, with the lyre, with the harps, and they're playing the music in honor of God. And then try to smell the incense. And then we go through like a real experience of reliving what's going on in the Temple Mount. And then when you come out of something like that, you're a new person. You eat breakfast differently. You talk to your friends differently. You're a person who was on the Temple Mount. You're a person who was in the presence of God, where God's divine presence is located. God said, I chose this place for my name, and this is where my name rests. And so I try to bring the people to understand the meaning of, on the one hand, you have a cell phone, you have a smartphone, you recharge it. You have a soul, you recharge it. You connect it to the source of energy of the world, the Temple Mount. The place of God's divine. So on the one hand, I say you go on the Temple Mount to receive the spiritual presence of God in the world. On the other hand, the temple is where Abraham brings his son. What did Abraham bring his son to? He says to God, here I am to give you whatever you want. My past, my future, my life, my only son. I'm ready to give. So I'd say two spiritual movements at the same time. On the one hand, receiving. On the other hand, giving. I'm giving my life to you, God. Whatever you want, as if I'm a sacrifice, I'm an offering. My life will be an entire life devoted to you. Whatever your mission, and it could be a shoemaker, it could be a dentist, it could be an electrician, it could be a real estate man, it could be a woman who's a mother and a father. You're in God's house, and you say, what I'm doing, I want to do it the best, because this is the mission you gave me. I want to raise my children the way you want. The mission, this is my mission. It's a godly mission. Everything I do will be for your sake, to bring about your name to the world.
We have walked and talked about the Temple Mount and had some encounters that are either pure coincidence or have been orchestrated from above. It didn't take long for me to realize that my new friendship would not be limited to food and fellowship, but also to his call for the Freedom to Pray movement that challenges people from around the world to ascend the ramp up to God's holy hill, which has caused quite a bit of tension. Yehuda chooses to lean into those tensions by teaching everyone who will listen, even the Israeli military, the power and purpose of God's holy hill. Rather than avoiding the tension, he tends to sit right down in the middle of it and has inspired me to do the same thing.
Keith, come.
It was easy to look past the tensions that exist on the Temple Mount on this special day. After a 50-plus day hunger strike, protesting his unjust ban from visiting the Temple Mount, Yehuda, in his slimmed-down version, was on his way to ascend again. When he invited me to ascend the hill with him and 50 Jewish pilgrims on the eve of Shavuot, I witnessed for myself the truth of his testimony. Oh, and he let me bring my trusty video camera so that you could ascend with us.
Shalom ba Bein asot b'tayolah
שלווה בארמנותייך, ושרים ומתחבקים ירושלים ועם ישראל. אנחנו עכשיו עומדים להיכנס, כמו שאמרנו, למורה המקדש, בשמחה על זה שאנחנו זוכים. נקרא רחבת הכותל. כל זה הר הבית, אבל במרכז שלו עומד כיפה, ומתחת לכיפה הזאת עומד הסלע הזה. הסלע הזה, מקום קודש הקודשים. הצד הדרומי, הצד המזרחי, הצד הצפוני, ונצא החוצה בצד המערבי כאן. עכשיו, בצד הדרומי, אנחנו יודעים שהיה סתיו מלכותי, היינו מבנה עם גג על גבי עמודים. לעמודים האלה היו כותרות. יוסף בן מתתיהו אומר שהרוחב של העמוד היה כמו 3 אנשים שמקיפים אותו. זאת אומרת...
Yehuda is a walking encyclopedia of knowledge on both the macro and micro level. He can literally take people on a journey through time, from King Solomon to the present.
אנחנו עם פנינו אל עבר מקום הקודש. הקודש הקודשים. המבנה שבהר הבית למקדש יש 2 מוקדים מרכזיים. מוקד אחד הוא קודש הקודשים. אנחנו מחר נחגוג את מעמד הר סיני. מעמד הר סיני לקחנו אותו איתנו, את הלוחות, בתוך הארון, ושמנו אותו בתוך קודש הקודשים. בתוך קודש הקודשים, הנה אנחנו רואים פה את המקום, מבטא חיבור של 2 מופעים של הקדוש ברוך הוא בעולם.
To be included with these men, women, and children being taught the historical, archaeological, and biblical truth on the Temple Mount in tranquility was exhilarating.
זה אם כן, המוקד הראשון, מרכז קודש הקודשים, המוח של הכל המקדש. אבל כמו שלאדם יש מוקד שנקרא מוח, יש לו גם לב. ראשית קצירכם, אתם מביאים את הקציר, את העומר, למקדש, ועד יום ה-50 שאז מביאים מנחה חדשה להשם. מה מביאים במנחה החדשה להשם? 2 לחם, חג הלחם. ומיום הזה מתחיל הביקורים. העומר שמתחיל ביום הראשון, עומר התנופה, עד 2 הלחם שגם מניפים אותם תנופה להשם. בתנופה מרוממים אותנו, לוקחים את 2 הלחם, לוקחים את הכבש ומנופפים, וגם את העומר. ומה זה אותם ימי ספירת העומר? אגב, אומר בעל המאור דבר נפלא. אומר שימי ספירת העומר זה ימי אבל. אתם יודעים למה? לא על תלמידי רבי עקיבא. הכהן שהיה עומד על הר הזיתים, מאחורי הקיר הזה יש לנו את נחל הקדרון.
As I watched these Jewish pilgrims being monitored to be sure they didn't move their lips in prayer, I could hear Muslim men openly express their devotion. The policeman barging into the group on suspicion of a no-prayer rule breaker seemed surreal. It was interesting to see the way Rabbi Glick led these pilgrims around the perimeter of the 37-acre compound, unfazed by the bulldozing presence of those who preferred he stay away.
מכאן זה הרחבה של הורדוס. אתם רואים פה האבנים האלה, זה לא אבני ריצוף, זה אבני חומה. מכאן הייתה פה החומה של הר הבית. מכאן היה חומה של הר הבית. כל זה תוספת שלו, תקשיב. We are here the closest place to the Holy of Holies. Here we have the lights on the Holy of Holies on the stone. And from here will be a house of prayer for all nations. פה אנחנו עומדים ממש מקרוב, הכי קרובים לקודש הקודשים, מאחורי בית הכפורת. האור שאתם רואים זה על האבן. האור הזה זה ממש על האבן, על קודש הקודשים.
As I watched my new friends sing and dance after their inspirational visit, I felt encouraged that there could be peaceful common ground between the diversity of pilgrims who visit God's holy hill. That was until the day after Shavuot, when I witnessed everything begin to change. Because of those who coordinate confusion and chaos behind the curtain of hate and fear, Rabbi Yehuda Glick would need the promises from Psalms 24 like never before. Who may ascend into the hill of the Lord? And who may stand in his holy place? He who has clean hands and a pure heart, who has not lifted up his soul to falsehood and has not sworn deceitfully. He shall receive a blessing from the Lord and righteousness from the God of his salvation.